Hey everyone, welcome back to TBM Sports. Let's get into the Thursday, July 10th action in the MLB. No, I didn't forget about you guys. We will be getting this video out a little bit later. There were a couple things from starting lineups on the Thursday that we're looking at today. Getaway day, small slate, as we only have 12 games in the MLB, or I'm sorry, 11 games in the MLB. I'll share with you guys my best bets. We're going to attack the prop market. There's some value there at plus money that I am going to approach. Also, I do like a lot of things in terms of a money line and a total, so I will give you guys my leans. Full disclosure, I don't love this card. Thursdays are kind of tricky sometimes to bet in baseball, and we do look at kind of the start of weekend series as we look to have a lot of 4-game series starting today, and then also travel spots as you look for some getaway opportunities for teams to kind of rest, try new things out, and it just kind of varies. It's a high variance day in my opinion, unless you are kicking off that Thursday weekend series. So let's get into the action. For those of you that are new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. If you do want to become a channel member here at TBM Sports, we have a lot of things coming down the pipe. I'm trying to get all this stuff done before football season kicks off, because then it gets extremely busy. Right now is kind of my off season, if you will, where we just are running MLB at basically the priority number one, where that's the only sport I really handicap this time of year, and that's kind of where we're going to look into a lot of things coming down the road. So exciting announcements. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you have that notification bell turned on. I'm trying to take this channel in a different direction, okay, and not changing anything, but adding some features for you guys. Trying to get into multiple social media outlets, right? Instagram, as well as TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff, X. If you guys don't follow me on those platforms, please do so. And if you have any suggestions, what you would like to see in the form of content, please leave them down below in the comments box. Always interested to hear your guys' opinions as well. Okay, quick recap from yesterday. We'll get into that ever so briefly. Another profitable day. Kicking myself, we took the Red Sox, Blue Jays, moneyline parlay, right? What could go wrong? Two of the hottest teams going right now in the MLB, going against subpar opponents and layups, if you will, and we did have the Blue Jays ended up kind of failing that one, as they did snap their win streak. Okay, so that's something that was kind of on the docket. Interesting to note, but now they are seemingly off today, so hopefully they get their act back together, looking to get on some Blue Jays action and bounce right back with what we were able to see from them in the last 10 games. It's been absolutely impressive offensively, and you know, they're kind of getting it done on both ends of the inning, as their pitching has been pretty solid as well. Okay, but in a world where they only give up 6 hits and 2 runs to the White Sox, very hard to fathom a game where the Blue Jays put up 9 hits themselves and only scored 1. So please keep that in mind. There are also some betting trends that I have been picking up on teams. For example, the Boston Red Sox. We'll kind of highlight them real quickly. I think it's something where they've had 10 hits in a consecutive stretch of games that has, I think it's kind of set a record personally for the season, or maybe for the Red Sox in their franchise. I'm not sure exactly, but I did hear that on a podcast, so I did want to share that with you, that little nugget, as we do look to target the Red Sox today in the MLB. Okay, so another profitable day, 2-1. We did smash the Dodgers Milwaukee under, as well as the Philadelphia money line. That was a pretty much a rocking chair bet, if you will, as I think they won 13-0 and 17 hits. So good to see the Phillies play some good ball in that game last night. So we'll get into the action. We will look to continue this streak. Don't want to jinx myself, but this is where we look at a 6-2 record over the last 2 games, and you know, you could take it another step further if you do look at some of the leans. I did get a comment. One of the subscribers to the channel hit a 10-leg parlay, so please feel free to share that in the Discord. Always like to see some home runs that you guys do hit and cash in on. That does give me kind of why I do it, right? Kind of why I do it, right? These are free picks, so when I do see you guys hit some big tickets, it does give me satisfaction, and also that's kind of why we do this, right? Cash tickets Cashing tickets is what it's all about. So I am going to use Outlier to break this all down. Let's look into the first game. We will have 4 best bets. We're going to attack some interesting angles here on this Thursday. Mets and Orioles, right? This is one where I did talk about it, right? Yesterday, this is the resumption of the postponement, I should say, from yesterday, as we did get some inclement weather. The Mets and David Peterson on the bump, taking on Charlie Morton. Now, one thing I want to mention about this game, and this is kind of why it's not an official play. All right. David Peterson in his road versus home splits has kind of been very the tale of two nines, if you will. A little golf analogy for you guys. But that's kind of where you look at the David Peterson outs market. That's something I wanted to attack. See it here set at 17.5. And all things being considered, love this bet. Okay, this came this close to making my card. I don't like it too much at -145. And as we look at this game against the Orioles, you know, what are we going to get from the Orioles offensively? That's the big question. Okay, and on the road, on the road, David Peterson has not been the same pitcher as he is at home. And I think that's something where we look into kind of the 2 games against Philadelphia and Pittsburgh in question that do kind of pop out at you. 12 and 14 outs recorded in those contests. So it did not go over, but I do lean over David Peterson. I think that he's pitching phenomenal right now. He had 20 outs against Milwaukee recorded. They're going to have a extra day off, and with that bullpen basically getting a day of rest, I just think that this is something where we could see a little quicker leash on Peterson. But one thing to note about this game, they are getting into the weekend series, which does play a role in the handicap, because if you look at tomorrow's action, okay, this is a doubleheader, so they're going to have to use a lot of bullpen arms. But I think that as the Mets look to start their weekend series against the Royals, this is not one where they're going to, I guess you would say, save bullpen arms. I think that's something with interleague. It does happen from time to time. So I do kind of want to stay away from this as much as I want to bet it. This is probably the one bet that did not make my card that I wanted to highlight because I do like it, just not going to lay it. So David Peterson outs over 17.5 would be one of those ones that I would target in this game. And that's how I would handicap this first game of the doubleheader. Not going to play the second game at all. We won't even talk about it here in the video, but that's kind of where I stand. Okay. Next game, Chicago in Minnesota. The Cubs, they have lost 3 out of 4, 2 straight to the reeling Twins. And Carlos Correa, I did believe, exited the game yesterday with an injury after, I believe he had a double, scoring a run. And the Cubs, they did fall to the Twins yesterday. And I think the Cubs bounce back today on the road against the Twins. We look at Rea going against Paddock, a plus matchup for the Cubs. Short road favorites here, -110. We're going to attack the Cubs here on a bounce back, right? Just going to basically look at the trends. They've won 6 out of their last 10. They've lost 3 out of 4. I do think this one snaps, and the Cubs steal this one on this Thursday. 110 first pitch. We're going to go Cubs money line -110. Just going to kind of go off the numbers here, and they should win this game. So that's why it will make my card. Okay. Mets and Orioles, this will be a pass for me. Like I said, we're not going to talk about the second game of the doubleheader. Just for you guys that want to know, Shugano going against a pitcher for the Mets that has not been named at this point. Kind of where I stand and stack up. Also in that first game, Charlie Morton has been pitching exceedingly well. Okay, and this is kind of where it looks into you know, kind of his last few outings. In case you have not been following, he did start off the season horrible. And since then, guys, he's won 6 of his last 7 starts. And that's kind of where I don't want to bet the Mets. But I do think that we may get a little sneaky good pitching matchup here with the Mets and Orioles. Looking at the team or the overall totals here at 10.5. For game 2, that's something worth noting. But the first game, 9.5, I think it might be a little bit too high if you do believe the Mets have some difficulties going against Charlie Morton, and that run does continue throughout that game 1. Okay, so that's kind of where I stack up in the Mets Orioles twin bill. The next game, Marlins and Reds. Okay, the Reds come into action -165 favorites. I do like the Reds here in this spot with Nick Lodolo going against Cal Quantrill. Always look to fade Cal Quantrill. Yesterday was a day where I wish I would have played more. Okay, I did like the Reds yesterday. They did get that job done with margin going against the Marlins. And the Marlins have been a pretty hot baseball team as they have won 6 of their last 10 games. They did falter yesterday, but I do think that the Reds stay hot today behind Lodolo. This would be a lean, just a little bit too pricey. So I would look into the Reds to not bat in the 9th if you wanted to handicap and bet this game. Next game, Mariners and the Yankees. Boy, the Yankees have bounced back in a strong way. Okay, look at their totals. In 10 games, they have scored 9 runs or more. 1 push in those 10 games, so a 9-0-1 run in their last 10, going over the total of 9. I do like the Yankees and the Mariners here. This is a very interesting handicap, okay, because Brian Wu has been phenomenal. And one of the pitchers I like to back, if Seattle was at home, I would look into Yankees team total going under. But the way Judge is swinging the bat, and also a lot of other players on that roster, right? Jazz Chisholm has been on fire as well. I just want to bet the Yankees, but I don't want to fade Brian Wu, so this will be a no play for me on a side or total. Going against Stroman, I do think the Mariners might have a little bit of an advantage here from a pitching standpoint. But for me, guys, the way that we're going to approach this game, I want to look into Cody Bellinger, okay? And I am going to show you guys why. As we look into the prop markets, we are going to look at Cody Bellinger a little bit. This is where you can find him here. I'll pull up his numbers, and from a hits perspective, okay, he's hit safely in the last 10 games. Some multi-hit performances from a hits, runs, and RBI standpoint. He's been on an absolute tear, and the way we're going to look at this is the total base market, okay? I think Cody Bellinger going over 1.5 total bases at plus 130 has some value. He had one matchup against Brian Wu, and in that game he went 1 for 3 with a double. That's all we need today. So Cody Bellinger over 1.5 total bases at plus 130. If you don't want to be as risky, the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at minus 118 still is an option, very viable, as this is cashed in 10 straight games with ease. I should note that as you look at this 3-game series against the Mariners, he's 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI. I do like this one quite a bit as well. But we're going to play the total bases over 1.5. Look for Cody Bellinger to get at least a double, maybe even a little 2 for game here. But at plus 130, a little bit better value, so I will be making this bet. Albeit he is going against Brian Wu, who has been fantastic. But the Yankees are at home. Who knows? Maybe get a long ball out of him. But I don't want to bet that in the home run market because he has not hit a home run in his last 10 games, but we will take Cody Bellinger in the prop for this matchup, okay? Tampa Bay and Boston, this will be another game that we will have an official play in, okay? 2 of the hottest teams in baseball as we look at them today. The over 9 is where we're going to attack this, right? Minus 115, taking the over 9, plus pitching matchups offensively for both clubs. Taj Bradley, Walker Buehler, want to fade both of these guys. 5 ERAs, basically, collectively. Walker Buehler a little bit more so than a 6.25 coming into this game, 6-6 on the season. The Red Sox, right, like I said, guys, they're going to hit the baseball, they're going to score runs, but also the Rays, they're good for, I think, at least 5 or 6 on any given night, the way that they've been playing. So I do look for this one to get into double digits. So let's take the Rays and Red Sox over 9 at minus 115. Guardians and White Sox, fresh off a 3-game sweep of the Houston Astros. They're going into the Windy City here, where you could find the White Sox plus 110 short dogs at home, whereas you look at kind of them beating the Blue Jays in a low-scoring affair last night. They roll out Jonathan Cannon going against Logan Allen, okay? Pretty much, hey, if you think the Guardians are getting a little bit of bounce back here. I read a comment yesterday saying the Guardians are the worst team in baseball. I don't know if I quite frankly agree with that. Maybe over the last 10 games, predating the Houston series, but as it stands today, Cleveland minus 130 going against the White Sox. Kind of what you want in division, right? This could be a very short number, okay? So looking to take advantage of that, I would lean Guardians in this spot. The odds makers kind of agree with me, as you see the majority of the handle on the Indians within the money line and run line. Look at the betting splits, and you can see the overwhelming support is on the Guardians here in terms of the money versus ticket count. So I do like the Guardians in this spot to win 4 straight. Nationals and Cardinals, okay? This is one where I kind of like the Nationals here, plus 125. Fading Miles Mikolas, a little bit regression that we have been seeing out of him. But the Cardinals, as we talk about them, they've essentially lost 6 of their last 10 games. And the Nationals, same thing goes for them, but I think they're playing a little bit better right now. Just trust their lineup a little bit. James Wood stays hot. So it would be Nationals or nothing for me at plus money. However, I'm not going to get involved in this contest. Okay. Next game, the Braves and the A's, okay? We do get Spencer Strider going against Sears, and I think that the Braves really just kind of dotted that I last night. They took care of business after we had a lopsided victory for the A's in Game 1. Now we get the rubber match, if you will, as the Braves look to take Game 3. Minus 150 for Spencer Strider, okay? He has came back from injury, 3-7 on the season, sub 4 ERA. Always like him in terms of the strikeout department, but just doesn't have as much zip on his fastball. And then going against the Athletics, which with a short porch and kind of a offensive club that has been streaky at times. Going to stay away from this one, but I do like the Braves in backing Spencer Strider at minus 150. Just kind of a big number to lay on the road. This will be a pass for me as well. Okay. Rangers and Angels. It is Patrick Corbin Day as we look for the Rangers to kind of keep this streak going. Last night we got a lot of runs out of these two clubs, and as we look at this game, the betting splits kind of favor the Rangers here on the run line at minus 1.5 at plus 140. That's kind of the direction I would lean to. That's where the value is. That's where the sharp money is on the Rangers minus 1.5 going against Josh Kokanowicz. 3-8 on the season, 5.42 ERA. It would be Rangers run line or pass for me. Also, I do like the over quite a bit. That's probably my best bet in this game, but not going to be an official play as I don't want to lay over 9.5 runs, although I will note that both of these teams have scored 10 or more in 3 straight. So over 9.5 for me if I was going to play this one. Okay, and then the last game, very difficult game to handicap if we want to talk about the Diamondbacks and Padres, right? Coin flip game, we get Ed Rodriguez going against Randy Vasquez, and the Padres seem to go zigzag a little bit, right? As you look at kind of how they've been playing ball, they've won 4 out of their last 10. They win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. Okay, so fresh off a loss, the Padres bouncing back at plus 102. I think that the pitching matchup kind of does favor Randy Vasquez a little bit more so, but the Diamondbacks, they got it done with some ease last night going against the Padres. Hitting the baseball. You can target Ketel Marte coming off of injury a little bit from a prop perspective, but we're going to take a look at the Fernando Tatis splits here as I want to pull this up for you guys. This is Fernando Tatis to score a run, okay? So another plus money prop here at plus 105. He has failed to plate himself in the last 2 games against Arizona. I think that streak comes to an end. So look for Fernando Tatis to cross the dish here in a game where I expect him to be on base often, and especially with the offense behind him, the players that do hit behind him. This is one that I do like quite a bit. Also, I kind of wanted to target him in the total base market, but just not enough trends for me to get involved. So we're going to go Fernando Tatis, run scored. So if he hits a home run, if he gets on base, Machado hits him in, we will cash this ticket at plus 105. So this is another prop that I am going to be targeting. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Appreciate you all. If you have not done so by now, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like this video. Let's get 200 likes plus on this video, and I'll recap the best bets. We're gonna go Cody Bellinger over 1.5 total bases at plus 130. A little bit better value there. Also Tatis to score run plus 105. Cubs money line minus 110, and the Rays Red Sox going over the total at 9 at minus 115. So those are my 4 best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Good luck on your tickets, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.